Oh shit, dog! They getting ready to meet the Terminator. They going to Terminus. I think that's sort of like what was it? What's that place on Terminator? Whatever that area. Or something like Matrix, that last known city or whatever. It's sort of like that. That you're going to get murdered by Arnold Schwarzenegger at some point in time. What was that? Zion. I think it was Zion in Matrix. Whatever. Let's go ahead and get this review started before I just start mumbling about random stuff for the rest of the day. Anyway, Glenn and Abraham hit the tracks, and Eugene, he's a talker, right? He keeps talking to homegirl. What's her name? Tara. I think her name's Tara. He keeps talking to her or whatever. He's annoying her, really. But you can kind of tell there's a little bit of chemistry going on over there. Another good thing is they stop right during the night, whatever, and certain people are staying away, in turns or whatever. Abraham, he doesn't leave shit to chance at all. He woke up. He says, which Tara, I think it was Tara. She's keeping track, keeping watch. But he says, "Yo, I'm not leaving nothing in anybody's hands but me. I'm gonna get up from time to time, even if somebody else is watching, to make sure shit gets done." And he feels like, okay, I'm trying to save the world. I got a big responsibility on my head. I'm not letting that, get messed up. And he's not an idiot. He knows we be looking. He said that he sees me looking at Rosita in my reviews. And you damn right. Every review, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at her. I'm looking at her ass. And guess what? She know what she doing with them little ass shorts on. She know we be looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knows the whole time. She know we be looking. She know what she doing with them little ass shorts on. Anyway, Rick's team likes to play on them track. They're on the tracks playing. Michonne is playing, which I think is cool. It's alright. I just don't want them to turn into a clown, like I said. And they're on their way to Terminus. They showed that scene for pretty much nothing. Like, it was really no development in it at all. Not at all. But we haven't seen them for a while. It was good just to see them. So I think that scene was called for. It just really didn't add much to the story. It just was just to let the audience know, okay, here's our people. They're still all right. They're not dead. They're still on their way to Terminus. Cool. So I enjoyed that. Daryl's new buddies, they're going to clash. You already know that. They had a little camp. I don't know why they all slept at the same time. You don't need a few hours of sleep. What, 5 hours of sleep? Something like that. Well, I'm talking about not what you call them, 8 hours supposed to be like the optimum level, but you only need maybe like 5 hours, something like that, 5-6 hours. So they could, have somebody take turns. What they could do is, let's say they're up and everybody's up and running at, I don't know, 9 o'clock, but then they all go to sleep. Wait, how many of them is it? It's what is it, like 7 of them? Something like that, 7 of them. What you do is alternate between 2 people every other day. So that means that you won't have to stay up longer than normal, except for every 3 days. That seems like a good idea to me. But anyway, they got like little strings to keep the walkers from getting in. If the walkers come through, they'll hit that line and they'll know when they're coming because it'll make some noise. But here's my thing. The first thing I thought of, well, what about a crawler? Some walkers all chipped up and they got to crawl across the ground. What if they get in? You understand? Anyway, they thought Daryl was gone, but Daryl left his stuff there. He's still in business. He goes to hunt a rabbit. Right before he hits it, the other guy says, "It's mine." Boom, hits it with the bow and arrow. Now he gets into it with him, and you already know they're gonna clash. He's like, "You seen me getting ready to kill it. I put an arrow in this thing. This is mine." The dude said, "No, I claimed it. I got." He realizes that they operate on different rules. They're trying to keep a system together, which everybody should do. Keep a system together, keep everybody from being every gorilla for themselves. And now he's being confronted by the leader about what's going on in that group. So, but you could tell that the other guy was kind of mad at the dude, that Daryl didn't just go along with it, even though Daryl doesn't know anything about it. But he just pissed the dude off, and the dude he's an asshole, basically. Anyway, Glenn had to bargain, right? Him, Abraham, and them, they're on the tracks, and he says, I want to keep on going. Maggie out there. I'm worried about Maggie. She out there. You know what I'm saying? That's what he kept saying. But he fails to realize that Maggie and them got to rest too. Maggie and them have to rest also. They're humans. He doesn't have to go full speed. All you have to do is go a little bit faster than them. And being that they think you're behind them, they're not going to go faster because they might leave you. That's one thing. They're not going to go slower either because you might be ahead of them. You understand? So they're going to go at a moderate speed. So all I have to do is make sure I go a little bit faster than moderate because I know I'm behind them. Makes sense to me. But anyway, he says, I'm going. The guy says, no, we're going to stop and wait for a minute. No, I'm going. Maggie. I think he's referring to the baby off The Simpsons, but he says, I'm going, period. Anyway, the dude, he finally bargains with him. He says, you know what? You're just trying to keep Eugene safe and make sure that, everybody in the world gets saved. He says, yes, that's what I'm trying to do. He said, okay, well, I'll give you this riot gear that's going to help you to help you fulfill your duties, and we can fulfill mine. Even though we'll still be walking, Eugene will be much safer in this riot gear. You understand? So that was a good bargain for him. It was a good bargain. Anyway, back with Daryl, he needed to learn some rules so he won't catch a beat down. Now the guy explained to him how the rules work. They only have a couple of rules. No lying, you have to claim things, and some other shit. It was one other thing I think it was. Basically, you don't lie, and when you want something, you claim it. This is mine, and everybody respects it. He says now they're kind of somewhat lawless. Why I say somewhat? Because they got those couple laws. Because the guy said that. What am I trying to say? He said that they're kind of like rebels almost. Like they want to do what they want to do, but at the same time he realized that you have to have some rules to keep everybody from just becoming, from it becoming all, complete anarchy. He said he could see that coming. He said I don't want it to go, Darwin on us. So we just got to have just a couple rules, 2 rules. That's it. And we have to enforce those rules. You catch a beat down. So he tells Daryl that. Daryl learns it very well. If you didn't know, he learned it because later on in the episode he didn't want to catch that beat down, and he's been after that putting up with those rules. Anyway, Glenn's team hits the tunnels and shit goes sideways. You know what I'm saying? Like they get to this tunnel, he tells them, "I'm going through that tunnel. Maggie's over there." Now he looks at the side. It says, "Glenn, go to Terminus, Maggie, Sasha, and Bob." He probably looked at it and said, "Maggie, Sasha, and Bob. Who are those people?" You know what I'm saying? That's probably what he said. Sasha and Bob. He said, "Fuck it, Maggie's with him. Let me go let me go in there." And the guy said, "Hold on." And that's a dark ass, scary ass tunnel. Abraham said that's a dark ass, scary ass tunnel. I'm not going in there. If some walkers happen to just walk through the tunnel and close us in like a game of Pac-Man, you're going like this and you don't know which way they're coming from, and they're coming on all sides. There's no way to find your way in there. He happens to have a flashlight, but so that's going to help. But even then, you can get trapped up in that bitch. Anyway, Glenn says, "Maggie." That's all he said, "Maggie." And then he says, "You know what? How about we go around?" Glenn says, "Take too long. That might be day walk. Maggie." That's basically what he said, "Maggie." The dude says, "You know what? You're on your own." He said, "Fuck it." He said, "I'm not going to play these games with you." He said, "If you're not going to do this the right way and you're just going to go in reckless, we're just going to have to part ways. Fuck it. which I think Abraham would, that was perfect for Abraham. He said, you know what, we part ways. They parted ways. Tara, she stayed because she wanted to help him out. We find out Eugene has a thing for Tara. He says, you know what? How about we get something started? She said, you know what? I'm only in the carpet munching. So that caught him off guard. He said, I know. Yeah, right. You didn't know. Cause he's seen her looking at, what's her name, Rosita, but that don't mean she might be bisexual. You should be, what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily mean she's, completely gay. Anyway, they part ways. Shit went sideways. Glenn and Tara hits that tunnel, and you can tell some scary shit gonna come out of it. It's like a scene out of Friday the 13th or something. Anyway, Abraham's clique found a nice little stallion. They hit the streets. Found a little soccer mom SUV, and they hit the streets with that. What you call Rosita and Eugene have a little argument about who's gonna navigate. Eugene had something up his sleeves. He said no. He basically damn near forced it. He said, I'm gonna go ahead and navigate this one. Yeah, but we ran into that one situation. He says, hey, that was just that one time. I'm navigating this time. Anyway, Glenn finally gets into some old bullshit. And why I say finally gets into some old bullshit? Because all that Maggie stuff has been leading up to him doing something stupid anyway. They hit this one section where it's a cave-in. Now you could tell them by the way that the walkers are in those rocks and how there's only really one path to get up and that the walkers are still alive, that Maggie didn't go up that little slope. It didn't happen. Because if she did, the walkers in that little line would be dead. But it's kind of a twist to it. I don't know why I'm doing this, but it's kind of a twist to it. Because Tara, she sat there and said, I can't remember exactly what she said because I really didn't hear it in the first place. I think she said the ground's still wet or something like that. I don't know, but she could look and determined that cave-in was actually recent, meaning they could have went past that point and then the cave-in happened, or the cave-in happened on top of them, But the cave-in, could have happened afterwards. I mean, because the cave-in was recent, so they could have still went that way. So they fight their way up there and they see a whole fucking mess of these damn things. A whole horde on the other side. And they said, what you call him, Tara, she says, we gotta turn around. You know what Glenn said? Maggie. That's all he said. Maggie. We gotta keep pressing forward. That's when he got into some more bullshit. He really did. He really fucking did. Got into some more bullshit. And he's standing there looking at him like, what the fuck am I going to do? I'm still going, but I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get past these guys. That's where you need a long blade. You got to have a long blade. Well, at least longer than your reach. I would say at least about that long. Everybody should have like a little machete or a spike or a crowbar, something where you can reach them. Because if he did have that, he could pick them off one by one. He wouldn't have to worry about nothing. He wouldn't have to worry about nothing. Anyway, Abraham's squad got bamboozled because Eugene, he set them up. He was trying to help, Tara and Glenn. I don't know why he's trying to. Probably like, oh, yo, Tara, you see I saved your life. Now we can get together again, whatever. I don't really know. He said that he didn't want to just leave people around. That makes sense. Anyway, after that, Dare almost got caught with, almost caught a beat down. Oh yeah, my bad. Before that, when they were arguing, when Eugene tricked him and he had him on the tracks, he said that we're going to catch, intercept Glenn and Tara. They seen something on the track. They said, "Oh shit, what is that?" They seen them on the track. They seen somebody on the tracks. Anyway, Dare almost caught a beat down. He's with the squad. They go into this little garage, and everybody claims something. Everybody's claimed something. So now Daryl, he's stuck out. He's stuck sleeping on the floor. Anyway, he's stuck with the rules, and what happens is Homeboy snuck a rabbit into his little pouch. You already know what that was. He been planning that for a long time. He was still mad about Daryl, going against the grain. He had to, make sure that Daryl gets dealt with. The dude sat there and let everything play out. The boss of, the leader or whatever. He let everything play out. And he thought Daryl was gonna die. No, I knew Daryl wasn't gonna die. He let everything play out. Then he beat the dude's ass. He said, "I already knew that he set you up." He said, "I seen him do it." He said, "I just wanted to see what was going to happen. I just wanted to play everything out just to see what was going to happen." And that was kind of cool. I liked it. I'm actually liking the dude. He seems to be. I think he's good. I think that whole team's kind of psychos, but at the same time, he just seems like a fun character. I liked him. I think he's a good character overall. Even though he might be, somewhat off his fucking rocker. He's going by some codes. His team, they go into some dumb shit. I think they add something to the show. Anyway, Glenn's dumb ass almost get everybody's. Glenn's dumb ass almost gets everybody killed. You see how I fucked up? Anyway, they try to go down that little. They set up a little distraction for the walkers. They put the flashlight on one end, the walker goes to the other end, and they try to go down and sneak behind them. That was a dumbass move, I think. Why? Because if you leave the flashlight, you can't see. If there's more walkers, you won't be able to see it. That was dumb. That was fucking stupid. Then he almost got the girl killed because when they walked down, she got caught up in the boulder. Now, I know she kind of slipped and that happened. It wasn't Glenn didn't do it, but she didn't even want to do that. She told him, let's go over on the other way, which probably would have took too much time, but still, let's go over on the other way. He says, no, Maggie. So he's letting all that get to him. But here's where it really comes to a head. She gets trapped in there. Now the walker's coming to him, and he does something fucking stupid. He said, I'm going to stay and help you. He got like 4 bullets in that damn gun, and he still wants to stay there. I thought you was all obsessed about Maggie. Just leave the bitch. And she told him, leave me. He said, no, I'm not going to just leave you. I can understand because she's right there. I would kind of feel, bad about that. But as much as he kept talking about Maggie, he didn't say shit about Sasha and Bob or anybody else. He knew, he knew about Rick, Carl. No. He didn't say anything about them. Just Maggie. That's it. So, if he was that obsessed, I would have think that he would have left the girl. But anyway, he stayed to try to fight them. But what you call them? Some group rolls up in there and they shoot everybody down, basically saving Glenn's ass and Tara's ass. Now back on Daryl's and Homeboy, he really gets dealt with. The dude that tried to get Daryl beat up, they killed him. The dude's swimming with the fishes. Matter of fact, he's walking with the walkers. You know what I'm saying? So they really don't play. They will kill, and Daryl knows this now. He wouldn't put something over the body. I think Daryl got some kind of a conscience. But Daryl, I think he won't just cross them so easily because he knows these guys, they mean business. You cross them, you get murdered. And that was one of their own people. So Daryl, he's kind of in a pickle. He got to get out of there, but he got to be, it's sort of like the Ike and Tina Turner thing. If I leave Ike right now, if he catch me, I'm done. But if I don't leave, he's going to eventually kill me anyway. So it's like an Ike and Tina Turner type of relationship. He's got to get the fuck out of there, but he's got to do it smoothly. It's got to be a clean getaway. Anyway, Abraham's gang, once they make it to Glenn, we found out the people that they ran into was Sasha, Maggie, and Bob. Those are the people that they ran into when they said, oh, we seen somebody on the tracks. So they called up to him before Glenn did. And they brought him back, saved Glenn's ass, and they had a little, talk about what they're going to do from then on. Now, Abraham said, let's just cram up in that US SUV and make it to D.C. and save the world. Eugene, he says, no, that's a dumb idea. Let's go to Terminus, since we're all heading there anyway, and it's a few people other, it should be a few other people going there anyway, and they might have other equipment anyway. Let's go there first and regroup. He said because they lost 8 people already. So that was a good thing, because Eugene is thinking straight. And what you calling my boy? What's his name? Abraham. He actually just says, you know what? Eugene is right, and he goes with Eugene. Now this is what I think they were trying to do. They're establishing that even though Abraham is the leader, he understands that being a leader, you don't always make the right choices. You need other people to advise you. You understand? And that Eugene is smart. They said Eugene is smarter. So he says, you know what? He might be. Even though I'm trying to lead this thing, Eugene can call some shots sometime because he's obviously going to have some good input. You understand? So I can see what they're doing there. And I think that was a good little development they have for him. Anyway, Abraham's team, they actually make it to the spot. They see Martha. They get to it. Martha Stewart was waiting for him at Terminus, or some old lady that looks like Martha Stewart, and that's where the episode ends. This place is kind of eerie because I see a big building, but the lady left the locks off. And that actually the spot that they have for Terminus is actually a good spot for the simple fact is they got it's a little, I think it's a rail depot, whatever the fuck it is. So they got some kind of trains there and stuff like that, which is good places to hide. If a walker comes in, it's a good place to have a room to store things in, stuff like that. But we don't see no people. Where the fuck are the people at? You just see one person. This place is pretty big, and they left the locks off. And Daryl's group said that Daryl's group said that Terminus doesn't seem kosher. They didn't say exactly why, but it's starting not to really look kosher. The lady's just sitting there cooking and says, "We're waiting for people to show up. Welcome to Terminus. We'll cook you something." Where's the fucking people at? That whole scene looks fucked up. All these big buildings, and they have all these signs, and we know there's other groups. Rick and them, back when they were together, they ran into a couple groups. They ran into the governor. They know how many people's over there. They know that the governor's team scattered out. The governor's team, they ran into a few people. They know that there's got to be other survivors out there. They didn't think, yo, damn, wait, hold on. We're not the only survivors. And Terminus have signs all over the place. We're the only people that made it here. Something ain't kosher about that shit. I'm telling you, something just don't sit right with me. And this lady, this Martha Stewart looking lady, man, she just seemed crazy. You can kind of tell it. She just seems off a damn rocker. So I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm like, I'm kind of on edge about that, and I think they should be too. I don't know who the fuck this dude is. This fucking piece of shit down here. Anyway, this was a good episode. I loved it from beginning to end. It just was one little thing. Glenn is fucking stupid. That's the one hindering thing about this episode. Glenn, he makes a decision that all he cares about is Maggie. All these people he's been in contact with, that he's built a relationship with, he's putting that all to the side just to basically to only worry about Maggie. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get that. It doesn't sit right with me. You understand? So I don't understand that. Now, what really didn't make any sense was the fact that once Tara got caught up, in that boulder, if he was so concerned about her, first of all, I think that was just a mistake, because all these other people that's happening, and with the world being in the shape it's in, with all these different things happening, you would think it keeps the people off balance, where they would say, you know what, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about Maggie the most, but I'm also worried about this and that and everything else. But that's not the case. But then when Tara gets caught up, and he still tried to save her, it's like, hold on, what the fuck is going on? I thought you was only really concerned with Maggie. So now it's like, where's Glenn going with this? because now he's concerned with Tara. But why aren't you concerned with Sasha and Bob? You can see Maggie is with Sasha and Bob. Be like, yo, damn, it's 3 other people over there. Let me get to them. But anyway, with that being said, I would have thought that if he would have actually been concerned with other things other than Maggie, then it would make sense that he stopped for Tara. But we already know that he's basically only obsessed with Maggie. So why did he even stop? Sorry about that. My damn computer about to die. I had to plug it in. One good thing is I thought this whole episode was just very exciting from beginning to end. The pacing was on point. Getting to this terminus thing. We already see it's got like an eerie vibe to it, and everybody else is going to get there, so that's exciting. That's building up a lot of suspense. Like I told you, that shit just doesn't look right. With them arriving first, that's also setting up a lot of suspense because everybody's not there. If everybody got there at the same time, everybody'd be like, you know what? Let's band together, and maybe they'd be able to. If something happens, maybe they'll be able to find a way out or fight their way out or whatever. With just one group getting there, it's like, damn, if the group gets jammed up, the other groups, when they get there, they can get picked off one at a time. You understand? Things are also coming to a head. We finally got to the, got somebody to determine this. And what you call them, Daryl's group is right behind Rick's group. So things are getting exciting and things are finally coming to a head. It's not a whole bunch of episodes where we only focus on one people and they're only doing one little thing. So I thought that was actually great about this episode. Or the last thing I liked about this episode, they're making the right decisions. People are finally making the right decisions because they were making these dumb decisions. We could stay at this one little house and just hold up. It didn't even make sense doing that dumb shit. But now everybody's saying, you know what, let's get to Terminus, which is the only thing that makes sense. Because we got all these different people that Sasha actually thought about Tyrese. She remembered that she had the brother now. She said, you know what, Tyrese might be there. Terminus is there, the signs all over the place, they might make it there. Everybody's thinking straight now, other than Glenn and Maggie a little bit. Everybody else is thinking straight. You know what I'm saying? That even Daryl's group is going to Terminus. They saying, you know what? I think they said that they think something is wrong with that place, but they're going there probably because they got some good reasons. I don't know exactly the reason. They never explained it, but everybody else has good reasons. So I can imagine that that gang has a good reason. So I'm liking that they're making the good decisions. They got to team up. They got to figure out who's who. I mean, they got to figure out. I'm saying what they got to figure out. I mean, they got to meet up with their old companions. We were just waiting for that. So going to Terminus makes sense, and it makes sense for everybody. So I'm happy that they're finally making that decision. I give this whole episode a 4.5 out of 5. I just thought it was great. I just thought that Glenn and Maggie thing was just getting out of hand. But anyway, let me just see what's going on in the comment section. I'm doing all right. Wanted Daryl to personally kill the redneck, but damn, the group went ham on their own. I don't know about all that. I didn't think he was going to kill him. I thought that he might have fought him or something like that. I thought Daryl was going to die. No, Daryl wasn't going to die. We already knew that. Daryl's staying in because a lot of people are fans of Daryl, so they can't take Daryl out the show just yet. And he hasn't met up with Beth. We still worried about that. Motherfuckers in that van that kidnapped Beth, they might be taking her to Terminus. Everybody else is going to Terminus. Where's Beth going? Think about it. Anyway, what's my prediction for next episode? Basically, what I just said. I don't have too many predictions because I don't read the. I mean, what am I gonna say? Because we don't have a whole lot. I don't really know what's going on. I'm just watching the episode, so I'm not sure exactly. But basically, it's based off what I just said. Terminus is a trap. It just looks too eerie. Everybody's got to get there. I'm thinking that since everybody's getting there at different times, I think the group that got there, Abraham's team, I think they're going to get jammed the fuck up. And then everybody's got to go in there and save them. That's what I think is going to happen. Also, I think Beth is probably already there. Anyway, Maggie got that good, bruh. But it ain't that good to risk everybody's life. We got a damn troll up in here. I did block the troll. I don't know why he can still comment. Okay. You're not the real Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ would never do this. He was great. He was a great person and never sinned. So you, sir, are a mockery of the real Jesus. I don't know why you even made that comment because that dude obviously don't give a damn. I think Terminus is a trap. Me too. I think everybody thinks it's a trap. I hope that repentance. I don't know what the hell is going on with this dude John. You already know he's a damn troll, so I don't see why you even commenting on it. You wasting your time with him. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Like I said, that Terminus shit is just we already can see that's a trap. Anyway, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Like the video and subscribe. Anime and manga means more guys fiending over some coochie, and that's why he's going hard. Glenn is going hard, but I think he's going a little too hard. Peace. That's probably why that's probably why it's all happening. Dude hard and horny as hell, and he got to find Maggie.